ZeroLemon battery case for the S8 Plus. Are they talking about it or are they being about it? For all intents and purposes, let's talk about it. You're now rocking with Wakama. Let's go. So before I get this video started, I want to give a big shout out to MekelJames in conjunction with ZeroLemon for sending me this ZeroLemon case for the S8 Plus. So here we go. I've been using this for the last couple of days here, and overall I just want to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly with this case. So ultimately, I'm gonna start with the ugly. The case may not be for everybody as far as design, but one thing that a lot of people at work, I had this thing sitting on my desk, and a lot of my co-workers walked around and they were just like, what is that? Is that a phone? It's like it is a phone in a case, because it kind of looks like it's a unibody design just about. But overall, I mean, it does feel comfortable in the hand though, for the block that it is. This thing is heavy, heavy, like you could use this thing as a weapon. So here's some of the bad, like the fingerprint sensor, like it's really hard to like unlock, even though I just now did it, but it's more of a struggle. Like it's really tough to reach that thing. I mean, it's like it kind of blocks your finger off. Now it's working on camera, but for the last couple of days I'm like struggling. So if I'm like trying to like press it like this, see now it acts right. So but yeah, the fingerprint sensor is harder to reach, and which also makes Samsung Pay a little bit more difficult to use, because once you pull up your card and you have to like press your finger to the fingerprint sensor, but it does work. It does work even with this thick case on. Samsung Pay still does work with this case on, so that's actually a positive, but it's just more difficult to do what you were used to doing with this on. So some of so I've gone to the bad, the good, sorry, the bad, the ugly, the good. Obviously, an 8,500 milliamp hour battery. This thing is locked and loaded. I've actually gone 2 full days without having to actually plug an actual charger into the phone, just living off the battery on this. And I would say my use was more so it's mixed use. I wasn't really heavy on the phone. I would say it's more so average, doing everything I need to do, social networking, YouTube videos, that kind of stuff. But for my daily use, it actually lasted me 2 full days, like literally, like I'm talking about 48 hours. And so but yeah, this thing is it's very useful. So I think the trade-off for the design, the bulkiness, but how else, I mean, I'm not going to hold this against them. How else are you really going to have 8,500 milliamp hours and be like a thin profile? I don't think in 2017 is not yet possible until we start moving toward advancement in battery life, where we're talking fuel cells and other types of different ways to power your phone. And that is what people are working on. You can look up articles on that. But for right now, these batteries are going to get bigger, they're going to get bulkier. So ultimately, that's pretty much the thing. And then also, I do love the fact that you do have 2 ports here. On the left side, you have the mic, and the right side, you have the speaker. So they're facing you the entire time. So if you're doing like some kind of video chat, things like that, like I use Marco Polo personally, and I always have my pinky finger covering the mic because it's on the bottom. So yeah, now it's impossible for me to cover that mic, and I really appreciate the design on this thing though. So basically, how does it assemble? How does it work? Basically, you stick your phone into a cradle that also has a battery on the back half of it. So once you stick the battery into the cradle, and it's a USB, it has a USB input on it. So you stick that on it, and you slide it into the TPU case. Once you slide it into the TPU case, then you have this, voila. And also, as an added benefit, you have and Bixby is going off. As an added benefit, you do have USB-C on the bottom to charge both your phone and the battery. So I'm gonna put it this way: as far as charge times, I'd say it's pretty average. I got the charge the first day when I used first day when I used my phone, and I got it down to about 30%. Then I hit this power button on the back. Once you have to like hold it down for a second, but you can tap the button to let you know how much battery life that you have. You have the lights on the back, and then you hold it down. That's when it cuts on and starts charging your phone. So in this circumstance, I charged my phone from 30% after that first use, all the way up to 100%, and it took a little bit, about an hour and a half. And then the second time I charged it again, to the second battery cycle, I charged it all the way full to from about 20% to all the way full, and it was about an hour. This is about short of 2 hours. So ultimately, charge time is pretty typical for nowadays. I know some people, their phones are like, 1 hour and a half. I think that's the Qualcomm Snapdragon Quick Charge 3.0 standard is probably about an hour and a half. So it's not too bad. But ultimately, so from dead, when I had to charge both the phone and this last night, the phone charged once again in that same time frame, because it charges the phone first and then it charges the battery. So once I had plugged my USB-C connector in and charged both of them, phone charges first, then that charges last. It takes about probably 4 hours for this whole process to charge, because I started about midnight last night, so about 4 a.m. I checked this and everything was charged. So it can take a little while because it's a huge battery. But do I think the payoff is good? Yeah, I mean it's bulky. It's not like the Moto Z Play. I think Moto Z Play had an ideal, the Moto Z series, I should say. They had this little Moto Mod is what they call it, and then all you have to do is clip it on. Doesn't add a whole lot of bulk, and then you're ready to go. But unfortunately, here's a downside. This is a 2100 milliamp hour battery, and this is an 8500 milliamp hour battery. So this trumps this by far. But yeah, ultimately, link is in the description below. Also, I know I had a coworker ask a question: is this thing waterproof? No, it's not waterproof. Retail price is $99. It is also on sale on the Amazon Prime listing as $60. So take your pick. If you're an Amazon Prime head, go for it. But you got my recommendation. I think this thing is worth it, but just keep in mind, you're not going to take this thing to the gym. It's a brick. It's not going to fit in your gym shorts. It don't even fit in jeans, really. So it's something that you're probably going to use it occasionally, really when you really need it. Like maybe, like you said, if you're taking a long trip and you don't want to take your charger with you, and you're going to be gone for like a couple days, like literally like 2 days or so. If you're going on a weekend trip, take this. You don't have to worry about taking your charger, so therefore you just bring your phone with you and you're good. But it's one of those things, you're not going to use it every day, but I'd say when you do need that battery life, this is right there. It's right there with you. So all right, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. So like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.